Two Indians of different backgrounds, Kulbhushan Jadhav and Hamid Ansari, are tied together in a twisted tale, incarcerated in Pakistan on false charges. Two Indians of different backgrounds and, of course, tied together in this horrific case. Pakistan is incarcerated both these men. Jadhav is on death row. His case made global headlines when India approached the International Court of Justice seeking redressal. Pakistan isn't playing ball though. India is facing a wall in Ansari's case as well. Its numerous requests for consular access to him last year fell on deaf ears. Ansari went missing in Pakistan in 2012. His arrest was acknowledged only last year. In what's become a habit, Pakistan accused Ansari of spying and imprisoned him. His lawyers say he's asked for remission. The next hearing is scheduled for November 1st, but that's about all that's a given at this point, with Pakistan offering little to no information on his fate. WION has tracked the jail in Pakistan where Ansari has been imprisoned since at least 2015.
Inside the Mardan Central Jail, behind me you can see this is the road that leads to the Mardan Central Jail, and it is here where the Indian national Hamid Ansari is incarcerated right now since his conviction in 2016. First he was in Peshawar Central Jail, but recently the Peshawar Central Jail is going through restructuring. So the lawyer tells me that he met him a few weeks ago in this particular jail. This is a brand new jail, and from what I understand right now, earlier on in the Peshawar Central Jail, Mr. Hamid was being kept in a high security sort of confinement because he was also attacked. But then he filed a writ petition through his lawyer saying that he wants to be kept in the normal conditions. So apparently, from what we know, inside this jail he's being kept in normal conditions. Hamid Ansari, as everybody knows, went missing in 2012 when he tried to enter Pakistan. The Pakistani authorities say that he entered illegally into Pakistan. Nearby, where we're standing in Mardan, nearby here there's a city, Kohat, which was his destination. He was supposed to meet a girl, according to his family, who he had met on over Facebook, and then he was supposed to sort of stop her from a forced marriage that she was getting into. But the Pakistani authorities say that he was involved in espionage, and then one journalist, Zinat Shahzadi, who was investigating his case, she went missing and recently reappeared. She went missing in 2015 and then reappeared 2 years after. She was investigating the case of Hamid Ansari, who's in this jail behind me. And then in 2016 we saw Hamid Ansari also coming to the foreground and sort of appearing, and the government was told that he is in military custody, and a military court has tried him out and found him and convicted him for espionage for 3 years. Right now, from what we understand, Hamid has filed a petition at the Peshawar High Court for remission, for saying that he was arrested in 2015, so his 3 years of sentencing that he got for espionage, that should finish earlier, but according to the authorities, they say that that kind of remission cannot be applied. The jail authorities here are saying that because he was involved in anti-state activities, according to his challan, according to the charges against him, he will not get that remission sort of relief, and that's why his lawyer has gone to the Peshawar High Court, and his hearing is set for next week.
Now, India's External Affairs Ministry says it's aware of Mr. Ansari's case.
What the government is doing to secure the safe release of Hamid Ansari, who is languishing in the Pakistani jail, have we again sought consular access to him. His lawyers tell us that he has sought remission and that the next hearing will be on the 1st of November.
We are in touch with our High Commission in Pakistan, and we are also in touch through our High Commission with the Pakistani authorities. We expect an update very soon, and we will be sharing with you.
Now, my colleague Pragya Jha, in fact, went and met with Hamid Ansari's family. She comes back with a tale of a heartbroken group of people. Fawzia Ansari has knocked on every door for the release of her son Hamid. He left home in November of 2012, saying he's headed to Kabul to look for a job. For 4 years, Fawzia had no clue about her son's whereabouts. After Hamid reappeared in 2016, his parents have tried to move heaven and earth to get their son back home.
And I really hope that something good will happen, because justice will be done and truth always wins. I know my son is innocent. My son is innocent. He has not done anything wrong. And the truth will win. This is a universal truth. Truth will win. And I'll get my son back. We have not done wrong anything to anyone. On the contrary, whatever good we could do, we are doing.
The legal battle has taken a toll on the Ansaris. They've spent hundreds of thousands of rupees on the fees of Pakistani lawyers and travelled numerous times to New Delhi. The family has requested for a visa to Pakistan several times, but Islamabad has paid no heed. The Ansaris, though, have not lost hope.
I have faith in judiciary. I have faith in my lawyers and everyone. I met good people. Their efforts will really bear fruit. And he will be back.
The family wants Indian authorities to intervene. India had sought consular access to Hamid last year after he was attacked by inmates in the Peshawar jail. But Pakistan has denied India's request. Bureau Report, WION. In fact, my colleague Pragya Jha is joining us live from Mumbai for more on that story. Pragya, good evening. Thanks very much, first of all, for going and meeting Hamid Ansari's family. Their grief, of course, coming through clearly in that report that you filed.
That's right, Ayesha. Every time that I've gone to meet Hamid Ansari's mother, Fawzia Ansari, I've come back with tears in my eyes, because it is indeed a very emotionally strenuous time and moments that I spend with her, you know, the couple of hours that I spend with her, because she narrates her incident and how she narrates the kind of plight that she's going through, that she has to share with me, that how every day is a very difficult day for the entire family. Here in Mumbai, we have Hamid's father and Mrs. Fawzia Ansari and an elder brother who stay in Mumbai here. So they are very hopeful that the Pakistani authorities and the Indian authorities will take forward this case and will take this, you know, and will expedite the consular access if possible, the request for consular access, or in some way or the other. There will be a day when Hamid will walk through the door of their residence and they will be united like they were 5 years before.
Pragya, if I can ask you, what are the family's biggest concerns right now?
The family's biggest concerns right now is firstly Hamid's security, and that he's doing well, he's doing fine, although they know that that he is across the border and he is there in Pakistan. They're hoping and they're praying each day that, you know, he sees the day of light and that he is safe there. And they're also concerned if his health, if he's doing well in terms of, you know, his health, because they haven't been able to see him. And in fact, all the time that they tried to gain some sort of consular access or a visa to Islamabad, they were denied and they were not successful in doing so.
In terms of the financial constraints and the pressures, Pragya, that they must be facing in pursuing this case because it happens to be across the border, are they financially hit in trying to get their son back?
Certainly they are financially strained right now, but above everything else, above the financial concerns, their priority is to have their son back at his home here in his motherland in India, and they are ready to go to any extent as far as possible to get Hamid back here, because they are emphasizing time and again that it was only because, you know, for the reason of love, he was swayed by the reason of love, and there is no other motive for him to cross the border, for him to go to Kabul and then go to Pakistan. He trusted some friends he befriended on Facebook, and they said that things would be easy. They would be able to help him meet the girl, his love interest, whom he wanted to go and rescue, you know, before her father could get her married off forcefully to some family there or to some person there.
Right, Pragya, if I can also ask, you know, you're telling us this tale, and of course it's very difficult to hear as well, knowing full well that this family is desperate to even hear a word from their son. They haven't even had the opportunity to speak with him in more than 5 years now. Who are they relying on most when it comes to support for their fight for Hamid?
From Pakistan, they are relying on their advocate who would be pursuing the case. 1st November is a very important case in the life of parents of Hamid Ansari and his elder brother. They're waiting with bated breath, and each day they're counting. So, of course, the Pakistani judiciary, the authorities there, and in India, they are very hopeful that the Indian government, with such a proactive external affairs minister in the face of Sushma Swaraj, Hamid Ansari's mother, Fawzia Ansari, has trust and has 100% trust on her. And she says that for me, the word of Sushma Swaraj is like God's word, and that one day there will be good news for them, and they will be able to have their son back in the city, back home, because there is no fault of his for what he could be persecuted.
Pragya, one last question before we let you go. You mentioned, of course, that they've been trying to get access, at least to a visa to go across to Pakistan. What has the overall experience been for the Ansaris in dealing with Pakistani authorities?
The Ansaris say that they have got some help in terms of lawyer, and even journalist Zeenat Shahzadi, who was abducted, of course, but later released, and they're very happy. They said that there are people who are helping them there, but in terms of the kind of process and the time that it's taking, that's of course taking a toll over the entire situation. It's been 5 years, so the process is going slow, but they are very hopeful, and they are pursuing their case with truthfulness, because there is nothing but only the truth with which they can pursue this case, and that's why they've been putting out their best in terms of whatever documents they can provide to the Pakistani authorities, in terms of Facebook chats that they could provide to the Pakistani authorities, to actually, you know, they stand as witness also that it was only for his love interest, and there was no other motivation, there was no second motive for him to have gone there.
Right.
So they're cooperating at their level, and they're also hopeful that there will be a positive response from the Pakistani authorities